What's going on, guys? Snaggy here reviewing round 5 of the 2026 NRL season, guys, and I'm trying to lock back in and remember what happened the rest of the weekend because my head's all buzzed. I'm all flustered over what just happened in that Tigers versus the Parramatta Eels game. I've gone back and watched the replay 30 times to see if he was offside or was onside. Let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments. Did Parramatta get dudded? Were they lucky to be there in the first place? I'll obviously talk about that when we get to the Eels vs Tigers game. Just before we get into them, guys, in my preview video, I did ask if anyone was able to help fundraising for Hunter Webb, the son of late great Carl Webb, to get to New Zealand for a rugby league tournament, and it was pretty overwhelming how many people did donate. It honestly means the world to me, man. If you knew this kid, knew what he'd been through, not only that, having to bury his dad, but other stuff too. You really feel for the kid. So, and it really made me emotional. It did, man. It really took me back that people would want to help for no other reason than they want to, especially in the economic climate with fuel costing $1 million and all that sort of stuff. It just meant the world to me. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone that did donate. There is a little bit of, we haven't quite hit the limit yet. We're very close to getting him over there. So if you do want to donate, I will leave the link to the GoFundMe in the description, or if you want to grab a Snag Sports tee, that will go towards his trip as well. Thank you all so much again. Tips. How many did you get for the weekend? We went 6 for 8. A little bit bothered. Probably should have got the Knights versus Canberra game. I nearly changed it last minute, but decided not to. I'd never in a million years would have picked the Dolphins to get humped by 52, so I'm happy to take that one on the chin. I did, I'd never considered. I did in my preview, my TikTok preview video anyway. I can't remember what I said in the YouTube one, but I did say, there can be a bounce back. I saw someone say in the comments that bounce back after a coach gets sacked is such a myth. The win percentage is only 38%. I'm like, that is awesome. A coach gets fired because the team is absolute arse, usually lost about 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row. To have nearly a 40% win rate after sucking ass is actually pretty high, so there was always a chance of a bounce back. To stop those bounce back, you have to put the team out early. If you let them get on a little roll like they did, it's a wrap sort of thing. But, absolutely crazy. Let's get on to the ladder here. I'll just refresh this to make sure we are all up to date. All right, we are. And, man, stop the fight. Look how far ahead they are from second. 106 points clear. There's one win difference, and they're that dominant in the games. They're 106 points clear. Do you know how ridiculous that is? I remember. So we've got the price here. They're paying $240 to win the comp. Is that actually serious? Is that to make the 8? If that's to win, it has to be to win the comp because Broncos are paying $8. Yeah, that's to win. They're paying $2.40 to win the comp in round 5. Oh my God. The funny thing was, and I would never even really consider taking this, but when I saw the pre-season, when I'm putting all my futures bets down and stuff like that, I saw Penrith at $9, and I was like, damn. That's I've never seen it like that before. Well, in the last 5 years anyway, 6 years or whatever. They've always been $4.40. I'm like, man, that's unfortunate. I'd already put a couple down. I don't like having heaps of money tied up for the end of the year, but I sat there and went, oh, damn. $9, that's just worth chucking down because all the Panthers have to do is get in the top 4 and they're a very, very, very good chance of winning the comp. Even if they're not looking as good as they are, even if they were, say, as good as last year, if they finished in the top 4, there's a really good chance they win the comp. And now, a month and a week later, they're bloody $2. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Shout out the Tigers, Knights, and Rabbitohs rounding out the top 4, all on 8 points. Knights, technically, without the bye, so the least... Hang on. They have one loss. Oh, they all have one loss. That's all the same. Wars, 2 losses now. Sharks, Cowboys, Broncos rounding out the 8. Then we have the Bulldogs, Roosters and Storm all outside of the 8. Wow, Bulldogs, Roosters on 6 points, Storm on 4 points. Sea Eagles, Dolphins and Tigers all on, and Eels all on 4 points. Titans, Raiders and Dragons. And look, so pretty much what we're getting now, we know who the best team is. We know who the worst team is. Now we're just got to see all the West shake out, I guess. Wow. It's going to be crazy, man. But I'm happy for these teams, man. I really am. I'm really happy for Knights fans. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. On to this absolute wowzers. Crazy, crazy game. Look, they were always going to stand up for Foz here. I didn't think they had this in them. But they were just so damn good. Like, they won all the contact. Paseka didn't put on his back. They played left and right an even amount of times. All the Kawachu's getting early ball. Cole is still getting enough, you know. Like, I heard Cooper Cronk saying, yeah, but you want to make sure Cole gets heaps of ball. I think Cole is better when you just sort of use him sparingly. No, not barely ever, but because he's so electric, you know what I mean? You don't want to, like, overuse him. You know what I mean? You want to take, like, your trump card. Like, right, spinner left. I think last year, actually, normally Sea Eagles attack right when Cherry Evans was there just all the time. It's almost annoying, but what was I saying? But towards the end of the year, they were sort of spinning it left like once every now and again. And Kohler scored every single time he touched the ball, bro. Like, you know, it was actually insane how often he scored. Like, he was getting 5 touches and scoring 2 tries. Like, he's a freak, man. Absolute freak. But yeah, I really like what I saw. Even Jakey's looked at a bit of pep in his step. Fogarty was really good. Brooks was still pretty arse, but hey, what do you do, man? Actually, you know who I was impressed with? Wakeham, man. Like, that's what, that Moldy dickhead, you know that guy on Facebook and stuff? He's sitting there going, oh, Seabolt. I couldn't believe, like, I ripped him on my TikTok, and then he backed it up by saying that's something even stupider. So when Seabolt got fired, he goes, bit rough, Seabolt getting fired when his squad's, what do you say? His squad's a shit sandwich. And I'm like, what? What are you on? And then after he goes, oh yeah, good work, Manly. Couldn't do that while Seabolt was there, could you? Like ripping the players again, saying, why didn't you just do that for Seabolt? Bro, he lost the check. Like, bro, just so absolutely ridiculous, man. As far as Dolphins go, absolutely pathetic, bro. Like, I'm actually embarrassed I put you in my top 8. Like, bro, I know we all love Flegler. We're so happy to see him back, but that was the shittiest defense I've ever seen from him. Like, it was so bad, man. Like, there's a clip going around at the moment where there's running through a gap. He doesn't even extend his arm. Like, really, really poor, man. Like, from top to bottom. They need a serious look at themselves, because that ain't it, man. Like, it's like they sat there and waited. You know, like, we just watched the Eels game today, right? Like, Eels, I don't care who you go for, Eels, both teams had so much weight goal against them at one point in time, right? Like, Eels had it at one point. They'll lose, players were getting knocked out. This is happening. For Tigers are rolling through and rah. It's looking like it could have blown out so easily, but they rolled it back. They put extra effort in to stop it. And then they managed to roll some back, and then it went the other way too. Like, Tigers looked like they were out on their feet, on the ropes, but they fought, they called it back. You know, Dolphins were just like bend over and open their cheeks up, man. Like, honestly pathetic. In their first game of KO, really, really poor, man. Yeah, just awful. I was really disappointed with them. I really was. They got some real good juniors there, man. Some of you boys better watch your steps, otherwise you're going to end up in grade, seriously. Oh, on to this one. We got to do it, don't we? We got to do it. My first take on this one was, how slow is Montoya? That's in my notes. How slow is Montoya? Bro, how can you be 3 metres in front of Latrell and let him run past you and score a try? That is crazy on that turnaround try. Look, just let me have a quick read of this. Oh, man. Look, the Dogs I'm not writing the Dogs off. They're a good team, but I was really shocked. I gave Serraldo a bit of a bath. Not a bath, but I sort of sat there and said, and let me know what you think about this. I don't know if he's good a coach as everyone keeps saying he is. Like, you know how the media just tells us stuff and we're just like, yeah, and then you hear everyone else saying it in the comments. Like, they're like, Serraldo is the next big coach, rah, rah. And they were just feeding that to us for so long. And I'm just sitting here saying, he's the only coach I've ever seen who's ruined stuff that was going well for no reason. And it is true. Like, even this one, like, I guarantee you the scoreline isn't this. I'm not saying they definitely would have won, but they wouldn't have lost. Well, they scored that last try, which makes the scoreline look a bit more flattering. But the fact he even said before the game, Bronson's there to cover outside backs. Like, to me, like, he's just literally learning from Gus Gould's playbook. Now, I love Gus, but he's full of it, bro. He lies to the media. He lies constantly through his teeth. And that's fine. Like, do what you want. Like, you can lie to us all if you want, but you didn't put O'Sullivan on because he's a better communicator, man. You didn't want to play Sherry. You know, like, that's most... And it was the worst decision ever. Like, immediately, Dallas Duncan, as his best game ever, just running through O'Sullivan's limp arms, trying to tackle. All their offense went away. Like, it was the dumbest decision. Do you know what? And then I sat there and had to listen to his post game. I don't watch many of them, but that one I wanted to watch because I wanted to hear his reason. Look, man, you can tell. I'm pretty sure we can sit here and all, without too much argument, and say that Ivan Cleary is the best modern day coach. If you want to sit here and argue, sweet, but like, the difference between him and like Serraldo, Robbo, all this stuff, like, he sat there after and said that, so we know you're talking trash. And then he also sat there and started talking about the refs and all these bad reffing decisions. And I remember I sat there and went, reffing decisions? So I was watching the press conference, like, you know how the game ends on Fox and then they cut back to the studio? And I saw all of them, like, what bad reffing decisions? Like, you know, like, maybe they were 50-50, but there was no, like, clear... Like, the calls went against... Like, 3 of them were high tackles. Like, what are you saying? They weren't high tackles? But, you know, like... I don't know, man. Like, I was sitting there going... So anyway, back to the coaching thing. Good coaches don't make excuses in those situations. You know what I mean? Like, I heard Ivan Cleary in his press conference. I barely watch press conferences, but I watched a few this weekend, where they sat there and said something about it, and he said, oh, yeah, but it's our job to adapt to the rules. Yeah, he was almost defending the referee. Like, yeah, no, it was whatever. He defended the rules. I think that might have been the week before. But anyway, it was very, very different. It was just really, really interesting to see the difference between the best coach versus, you know, a guy like Serraldo or Robbo constantly blames the referees. And like, I was actually shocked when I heard Serraldo say, I actually had to think myself, I'm like, did I miss something? Was there some real bad penalties against the Bulldogs that cost them this game? And I thought, I'm like, no. I'm like, maybe a hardcore fan will probably find a little thing, 50-50 thing they think should have gone to the Bulldogs. That's cool, whatever. But yeah, like, they lost the game. Fair and square. Like, Rabbitohs were better. They just were. So, look, man, unfortunately for the Dogs, they've sort of in the same decision as they are last year, where they're going to be featured on every single podcast, 360, every TV show, criticising and checking out their rosters and stuff like that. And yeah, if they need to sort it out quick. I said this before, the reason you don't want to be working this stuff out on the fly. Like, what's why Penrith are so clearly ahead of everyone. They clearly got this out of the way when you're supposed to in the preseason, you know. So, a lot to work on. Now they've lost Critter as well. As far as the Bunny, so just some positives. I thought Satilli and Mann were brilliant. I like Satilli coming off the bench, but I think Salmon needs to go and Mann needs to be on there the whole time. Like, Mann needs more game time than Salmon, in my opinion. I can't remember if it was last year or maybe the year before when the Bulldogs had a really good run coming into the finals. Mann was coming on and just... He's nice. He's real nice. He got himself an origin spot off the back of it. He's real nice. I think he's better than Salmon anyway. But still, he was real good when he came on. But not much else going on besides that, really. As far as Bunnies go, look, I'm wrong, man. I thought they were going to be slow, flat-footed, not be able to get out of their own end, all that stuff. They look great. They look really, really good, man. I'm really impressed. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to buy, Bunnies fans to buy grand final tickets or anything, but they look really good. My only worry is staying healthy, but like I'm just impressed. Like front rows are doing enough. It's not dominant or anything like super dominant, but then you got Murray just caning through the middle at speed. You got Duncan and Fafita going unders. It's awesome, man. I'm loving watching the Bunnies play at the moment. They're really, really good to watch. So hopefully they can stay fit and keep rolling on. It's been pretty good. Bunny fans, please go to the games, please. I've got to pull up some of these numbers, bro. I just sit here, man, and go, like, how are they so good? Like, I don't understand how they're so much better. Like, I sat here and said, like, I think they'll be better when Blaze has a full pre-season with them and all this sort of stuff, but I actually can't believe how much better they are. Like, it is actually mind-blowing. Like, it's only 5 games, but it might be the best of it I've ever seen since I've been watching rugby league properly. You don't watch rugby league properly when you're 8, when you're 10, 11, 12. You know what I mean? Like, as a keen observer that I've ever seen being played. Like, for example, if you come back to that Heckers team, like, you sort of understand why this team played so good, right? Like, you got Prime Dylan Edwards, Crichton, Tunga, or Luai, Nathan Cleary, Moses, Kenny, Fisher Harris, Viliami, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yeo, Appy on the bench, Sorensen, still young off the bench, younger, you know what I mean, like 4 years younger, you know what I mean, he's pretty much in his prime, Spencer Lino, and Sam, like, I understand why that team was so good, but, like, this team's not as, like, it's not as gifted, but oh my lord, like, it's blowing me away, guys. Like, I can't believe it. Like, just, they're battering teams. It was just so funny seeing all those clips, and you know the funny thing too, you know the clip where they said, oh, now the dynasty's over, and one goes, what's over? And Cleary just goes like this. You're just like, oh, that's going to be a clip very, very soon. It's just going nuts on TikTok and stuff. I'm like, why did you guys say that? Why did everyone say that? Oh, no way. I just saw this pop up on my thing too. Oh, the Penrith won't make the... Oh, good old Willie. This is what just blew me away as well. Melbourne weren't horrible. Like, 94% completion. That's plenty of time with the footy. I know Penrith had a lot more, but even the meters, like, these meters are okay. Obviously, they get... It's just... You get what I'm saying? Like, some of these, like, 500 running post contacts actually decent. You get what I mean? Like, but then it's just, like, swamped. 2 line breaks, obviously, you want a couple more than that, but then it's 10. Like, it's insane, man. 34 missed tackles, like, that was 30. That's not horrible. Like I said, I'm always like, if you can be under 30, you're doing real good. You know, 15 and a half, perfect. You know, if you have a real good game, you know, 19 to 23 or something, that's brilliant. Only made 5 errors, 4 penalties conceded. Penalties with the... Man, they are just... Everything, it's like the Matrix, bro. Like, everything's going to hand perfectly. Like, everything's working. Everything's out in front. They know where everyone's going to be. Like, that Sorensen pass, it was a fluke, but he knew where the dude was, and he yoinked it in that position. It just happened to hit bro right here. Like, Brian Tortor flying through the air looking like Xavier Coates. Like, seriously, man. Like, yeah, it's scary. It's really good to watch. Like, it's honestly a bit of an honour to watch. Like being real, like I know it sort of sounds weird, but I love rugby league. Like it's pretty much perfect. Like you think about it, it's actually you can't be perfect on a football field with 13 individual people running around doing their own thing. Sometimes parts aren't going to go. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't be perfect, but this is pretty much it. Like you don't really get more perfect than the way they're playing. Like the teams they've pumped. Like can we just have a quick look at those really quick? Panthers. Like probably going to be in the top 8, probably going to be in the top 8, probably going to be in the top 8. All 3 of those could be in the top 4. Possibly could be in the top 8, and then probably going to be in the top 8, possibly top 4. I know it doesn't look like that now because they've just had losses, but probably. Just ridiculous, bro. That Casey McLean, how he went down the edge, weaved in, weaved out, got milky, and then that individual try, he's 19, bro. I've said this a million times, so I apologise if you have heard it before, but I knew there was something about this kid when they signed him when he was 18 to 2029. I was like, Penrith don't do that. They didn't do that with Critter or May, Tungal. They don't do that. They give 2-3 years on medium money. I don't know if he's on good money or not, but I was like, he has to be absolutely elite. As far as Storm go, look, I think they're going to batter Warriors next week. Sorry, Warriors fans, but yeah, they're not great. They've got a lot to work on, but I know it sounds crazy, but I'm still not that worried about it. I feel like in round 21 we'll be sitting there going, yeah, remember they lost a few games around at the start of the year, which they don't normally do. Something along those lines, but they've got a lot to work on, man. And they looked almost a little disinterested too, but it was almost like their body language was almost just defeated from about the 60th minute. It really was. So Penrith are snatching souls at the moment, but shout out to the Panthers. On to the Cowboys versus the Dragons. Cowboys winning 32-0. I'll do the Cowboys first quickly. I actually don't think they were great. I don't think they would have beaten many teams in the top 8 with the way they played. However, they're heading in the right direction. Look, this is such a Cowboys game to lose in past years. Go beat Melbourne, go down and lose to the team coming last. All that sort of stuff. I thought there was glimmers of really good things. Like I thought Taumalolo looks great, Tuolungi looks great, Clifford looks great. I thought there was individuals that looked really good. Didn't quite look like as a complete team. I think they were pretty lucky they were playing the Dragons, but at the end of the day, winning games even when you don't play your best, you know, that goes a really long way when you're going to be in that sort of log jam to find yourself into the top 8, which they sort of are at the moment. I think they're 7th or 8th. Or whatever, so definitely need to be better, but it's a step in the right direction. McKaylee was good. Luke, you know, it just needs to be a little sharper, a little crisper. But I'm happy with them. But just what's going on with Cotter, bro? I remember, like he was so busy all the time, and I feel like I never even hear his name being called by the commentators anymore. It's crazy. On to the Dragons. Look, man, I feel like Dragons almost need to be dropped. You know, when a player's not performing and they get dropped to reserve grade to prove they're an NRL player. I feel like the Dragons almost need to do that. Like, just go actually prove to us you want to be an NRL club. You just can't get fans through the gate. You've just upped your social media game. It's actually all right now, but just I don't know. You get what I mean? I feel like the whole NRL's just lifting. Like just watching that Tigers versus Eels game. Like there was multiple games this round where it was like banging, like, and then you get to this Dragons games like 7,000 people there. The quality sucks. No, like it was just atrocious stuff. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm talking about the club as a whole now. I don't. If you are a St George fan, I do apologise. I don't mean to like just take a massive dump all over your club, but I'm sure you guys feel the same way too. Like, there's no way you could be sort of proud of the way your club is been going over the last almost decade. Like, it just feels like especially with this wave of the NRL, is just like engulfing, just like taking over the Pacifica. I just feel like the Dragons are just stuck back in 2014 doing nothing. You know, it's pretty disappointing. As a football team, the Dragons and Shane Flanagan, look, I'll be real. I felt a bit sorry for them, and the fans as well. Like, just watching, like, they're trying, like they're actually trying. But to me, do you know what it looks like to me? To me, it looks like they've gone out, bought an old NRL coach. He's gone out and bought old players that other clubs didn't want, and tried to play a brand of football that doesn't work in 2026. Tell me I'm wrong. Is that not what it looks like? It looks like an old, outdated team that's playing old, outdated footy. You know what I mean? And that is Flanagan's fault. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like saying he doesn't deserve to be sort of had a go at, but like it looks so old and outdated. Like, what do you expect? You know, like buying all these old washed players. Like, I remember just watching the preseason, watching Clint Gutherson win all the stuff. I'm like, what's going on? Why is he winning Bronco times and this run and that run and like, what's going on? Like, is there no one more athletic in your team than Gutherson? He was slow in his prime, you know, and yeah, it's just not good enough, bro. Like, and just some of the selections, bro. We all know about them. But yeah, this team's an absolute mess at the moment. But I just don't even want to give it the time of day because I know everyone else is. And I hate in the NRL media how they talk about the bad teams more than they talk about the good teams. Like, I guarantee you the Bulldogs and Dragons will get 10 times more shouts than who the top two, Tigers and Panthers, is this week. Like, there's going to be way more airtime about the Dragons than those two teams put together, and they're on top of the table and looking great. You know, so let's not do that. Let's move on. Titans, Broncos. Man, heavy injury toll. Reece down. Who else went down? Reynolds down. And Ben Hunt down. I sat there and said, man, so good they bought Ben Hunt. He can cover Reynolds whenever he comes in. And then Ezra Mann, my man of the match in this one. I thought he was a brilliant. Really, really good. Where's my Broncos? Yeah, look, Titans are really in this thing. Titans are trying. They just don't have the stock for me. I mean, I really like players in their team, but just this Ilias Campbell, Keanu Kenny's just been getting pumped, bro. So this goes for Gutherson too. Your first tackle on a kick return can't be what's it called? What do they call it? A surrender tackle. Like, every single, like, remember, like, when Jai Gray, he's small, he pumps into the line, hits the ground, boom, finds the front, gets up and plays it. If you surrender into the tackle on the first one, you mean your next dude's going to get pumped, then your next dude's going to get pumped. And even Reece, man, he brings it back with a bit of venom that he can actually, you know, get to his front and play the ball quickly, you know. And, yeah, it's... The thing is, I think the Titans are trying. It's just like they're just lacking form. Like, even Tino looks way down on what he normally is. Cleese was trying his ring out, but he's just no match for his big brother, you know. And even Mo, like, trying his ring out, but not quite there. Like, I'm pretty excited for the Titans. I know this might sound bad and just so easy to say now in hindsight. I wish they and I know they re-signed Campbell on nearly $1 million a year. So 880 or something like that. They should have let him go, bro. I know this year would have sucked even more, but having just that nearly $1 million in the salary cap, you never know who might come on the market. I don't know, man. But I just don't think a spine of Kenny, Ilias, or Brimson, Campbell, Verrills is going to do anything with a spine. So important, bro. So important. As far as Broncos go, I thought they were pretty good. They showed a bit of grit. Reece Walsh's try was nearly was absolutely insane. But yeah, it was... I don't know. I'm so on the fence with the Broncos. Hey, I'm just really interested to see what it looks like without Reynolds and Mam in the... Reynolds and... what's his bloody name? Ben Hunt in the team. I really am. It's going to be I know a lot of people are going to take Cowboys because those guys are out, but I reckon Broncos might give them a shake, eh? And Tony Staggs, could you work on your goal kicking, please? Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus. How good is to see this dude get a run too? That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. But yeah, Broncos, where are they sitting now? They're sitting in 8th. 3-2 in their last 5. Cowboys next week at home. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big game. This is a big game for both teams, actually. Really, really big game. Broncos still negative. But yeah, look, I find it really strange. Like, a lot of people, the media really just hates Maguire at the moment. It was just funny when Ben Teo walked out the door. They literally, like, you know, we're talking about coaches, we're getting spoon fed what coaches are good and what are bad from the media. And when Ben Teo got fired, they were like, oh yeah, they kept calling Teo a defensive guru and a defensive mastermind and all that stuff. And I was sitting there going, hang on a sec. Like, they haven't only conceded, this was 6 points up until the 78th minute. I'm like, they haven't defended this good, and the week before, I think they conceded 12 as well, or maybe it was 6 or whatever it was. What was it? But you catch my drift, right? You get where I'm getting onto. 12. Since like round 20 last year, like they've been getting loads of points put on them. The second TO's out the door, boom, all their defense is tightened up. But yeah, everyone's saying Madge is the problem, Madge is this, Madge is that. I'm like, well, is he? Like, is he really? But I think one thing we really need to come to grips is like, Madge is a really, really good coach. And like, Super League, NRL, multiple clubs, Kiwis, State of Origin, like he's done it all very recently too. Like, he can coach, you know, and I'm just so sick of hearing and stuff about him. I don't know if it's just an agenda from Fox or whatever, but it's crazy. Even the picture they use, like, I'll try and see if I can quickly, when they talk about Madge in the paper up here, like, what's, like, on, oh, I'll see, hopefully you guys can see this, but like, he looks like Popeye the Sailor. Like, why don't you have a picture of him standing next to his trophies or something? Why do you have a picture of him looking like he's like, you know, they clearly got a vendetta against him. But man, I tell you what, Katoni Staggs is on one at the moment. I mean, his goal kicking sucks, but he looks so nice, and he looked pretty damn good in a Blues jersey the way he's going. Man, I loved this game. This was super even. I mean, like a lot of people are sort of bagging the Wars and all this sort of stuff. I was actually not that mad at it. I'm just mad at Webster for his... I think Webster's to blame here. It's very simple. What's it with ex-Penrith coaches wanting to mess with things that are working? What the hell's going on here, man? Like, let me find... We're going to go back to round 5. So, lineups. So... Putting Chance in here, dropping LA, like, bruh. Like, Iro and Stone Street went to town on there. But they were lucky, like, Warriors got an intercept try, there was something else as well, but this left-hand side absolutely baked that side. I just spoke about the small fullback and giving away a surrender tackle as your first carry. Tuapiki, a fullback. Surrender, slow play the ball, Dallin gets folded, slow play the ball, CNK gets folded, slow play the ball, Tuivasa-Sheck gets folded. I'm like, what's going on here, man? CNK is literally the size of a second rower, and he belts into the line and gets you quick play the ball, and then DWZ takes the next one, boom, because that one was quick, you know what I mean? I'm a sideline coach, and I'm sitting here going, bro, like, what is going on here? Ali, I admit, was terrible defensively in that first game. Was it the first game? Where he just got he got baked by Billy Smith, I think? Baked. But Billy Smith's pretty good. Maybe he just got baked there. But I hate the decisions he's made. The Warriors have an absolute team that can finish in the top 4 here. I thought Sharks did... I know they did a good job on Lecker because I obviously had money on him. And whenever you have money on someone, you're watching them like a hawk. And every time he caught the ball, he had about 6 blokes hanging off him. He was trying to break through. But look, there's a good team here, guys. Wars fans, don't lose hope. The team's here. It's just on Webster to get the right players on the park. And he's just got that wrong the last couple of weeks. So don't stress. You're going to be just fine. As far as Sharkies go, very impressed. Very, very impressed. I can't sit and get excited because you've very impressed me every single year for the last 4 years, and you keep getting bounced out of the finals. But they look great. Bees late footwork. Rudolph was killing it. Heinze, Trindle's just looking like a cancer patient, but just carving up the wires. Oh, man. Oh, how good was Kennedy's first stint? Oh, I mean, first 15, 20 minutes. Oh, my Lord. Really, really good game. Really good game, man. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this game. It was really good to watch. But Metcalf as well, he's done his hammy. Might be a blessing in disguise, man. He's off, bro. Like, just for example, right, like, I'm no footy, like, I'm not like Andrew Johns watching the game or like Matty Johns watching the game where I can like read shape and what's going to happen all the time. You know when Cooper Cronk's like, they're going to spin it to the right post here, then open up and hit the 4-man, and you know, like, I can understand it as it's happening, but I'm not going to sit there. I can't read shape like that. But anyway, they did one, and I was like, Boydie bounced overs, and I was like, oh, Metcalf's going to get the ball. Like the shape, it was very, very obvious from the shape that Metcalf was going to get the ball. And Boyd throws it to Metcalf, and he's standing around, and the ball sails past him. It was meant for him. It wasn't meant for... I was like, how did you not know that was for you, bro? Like, that shape was clearly like you were getting the ball next. If I can see you're getting the ball next, how the hell do you not see you're getting the ball next? And I was like, whoa, he is so far off the pace, man. Like, has he played New South Wales Cup? Or did he just get right and then come straight into the league? I think he might need a game in Cup, man. Like, because that was... I mean, now he's injured his hamstring, but he looked substantially off the pace. But anyway, Waz, you're going to be fine. Just, Webby, get the right blokes on the field, please. Knights, Raiders. I got this one wrong. And this is a game I'm sort of pissed off I got wrong because I sat here and said, this year I'm picking teams based on if they're playing better footy than the other team. And then my stupid ass went, Raiders are really due here and they're actually pretty good against the Knights in past it. Did all that dumb stuff. Instead of just going, the Knights playing better footy, bro. Pick the Knights. And if I did, I would have gone 7 for. I never would have picked that first game. But 7 for. Instead I went for 6 for. And Raiders are in big trouble, man. I know this might sound crazy. Last week I said they were sitting, I think, 15th, maybe 14th. And I said, they're a better team than that, guys. Don't stress. You'll be fine, Raiders. Not you'll be fine, but the wins are not far around the corner. Rah, rah. They're looking like a bottom 4 team, boys. Like they look like a 1-4 team. Not good. Not good, boys. Really, really disappointed. Ethan Sanders, broski. When I said, I sat here and said, I can't believe they're letting Fogarty go over a year, rah, 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 and everyone's like, he sucks, Sanders is the future. I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. I know Fogarty's a bit older, but only 29 or something. He's still got a bit fairly... I don't think you're winning the comp with Fogarty, but I think you're coming better than 14th. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe in 2 years' time, Sanders is just elite, and we're sitting there going, okay, well, that was worth having one sucky year. But yeah, oh my lord, not good at all. Very, very disappointed with how they've looked. I had to my reason why I didn't put them in my top 8 this year was the Fogarty situation. I sat there and said, Raiders win 70% of the games with him and 30-something% with him. I can't take a team that doesn't have Fogarty. But I didn't think they were actually going to start winning at bloody 10%. Oh my God, what's going on? What is going on? Sasungi goes, yeah, it's just, yeah, not good. Just not. I really don't have any positives here. Like everything was off. They didn't really win the middle. Even Tarpany looks a little down. And this is the issue with them too. Like their back 3 are all prone to errors under the high ball. Like it happened to the Broncos a few years ago where they had Selwyn, Reese. I think this was Reese's first year. And who was the other winger? Can't remember who it was. But anyway, all 3 were terrible under the high ball. I was like, and they finished like 1st, 3rd, and 4th in errors. I was like, bro, you're not winning a comp like that. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy talk. But yeah, they're all a little susceptible. Like, if you bomb them enough, like, you just bomb, and then whoever puts one down, then you keep attacking them when their confidence is down, you know? And then guys like Mooney and who was the other guy that came? Solo? Came on, the ex-players, and just beasted. I tell you what, man. I know why. Fletcher Sharp is so busy, bro. But man, look, I'm so happy for the Newcastle Knights. Like, Knights fans, I am so happy for you. Like, it must be an absolute treat to watch that idiot who was coaching you last year at the Bulldogs now absolutely getting flamed by everyone, and sitting there saying, you know, like, it wasn't the players, man. Like, there's a team in here. They're doing this without Ponga and Dylan Brown, man. You know, like, I'm so happy for Holbrook, the coach, because he got absolutely shafted by Desi. Came in and goes, I'll get this team back on track. Really was just topping up his super fund. He didn't give a about the Titans at all. He was just looking to top up that retirement fund. Holbrook lost his job because of it, even though they literally fired him after a win. And they were starting to look pretty decent. Put them back 2 years. Holbrook comes in here, takes the worst team in the comp into the top 4 after 5 rounds. Awesome. Absolutely awesome, man. I tell you who I'm just become the hugest fan of too is Crossland, man. He's such a good player. Gagai just turned into Mal Meninga all of a sudden somehow. You know, it was actually brilliant footy to watch. It's been really, really good, man. Like, yeah, they're going to have some headaches. They're going to be in a similar situation to like the Wars and stuff, where they're going so good, and then you get like $3 million worth of salary cap back, and you're like, we sort of have to put you back in. Like, do you? But like, can you put Dylan Brown back into? No, you can't. He's on 1.3. See, we don't know how this is going to all play out for the Knights. This might derail them. You know, we never know. I mean, I think we can all agree that Wales looked better without Barnett and without Metcalf, didn't they? You know, seriously. But yeah, man, shout out the Knights, bro. I'm just so happy for them because I love Knights fans. Like, Knights fans, their team can suck, and there's 26,000 people in the crowd going skit. It can be raining, and they're wearing snorkels, you know. And then they had that idiot. It made me love Knights fans even more. That idiot sat there and said, well, the fans don't know what they're talking about if rah. It's like, what? Newcastle Knights fans are like the most informed coach, some of the best, most informed fans we have. Like, they live and breathe rugby league. What are you on, bro? You know what I hate when they say that? Like, it's like, bro, we can count. We can, like, you haven't scored a point in 3 weeks. Like, we can count and know that you know. We know that's zero. When you're losing 32-0 3 times in a row, we know that's bad. Like, we can boo if we want. Idiot. But yeah, I thought Ethan Strange looked really good, but it's just, he's not getting the space that Fogarty was sort of getting him and stuff like that. But there's a footy team in here. We've got to see if he can work himself out of it. But not looking like, to me, honestly, I faded on the Raiders pretty hard. The old faders. Like, a week ago, I was very much like, they're going to be all right. They're going to make a little push soon. But I'm almost starting to be like, oh, maybe they are a bottom 14, which is crazy. On to this one, boys. Let's get into it. Okay, so I watched the replay 30 times. All right, I watched the replay 30 times, maybe 35, maybe even 36 times. Now, this all goes back to interpretations of the rules. So when he plays the ball, so it's Dylan Brown, right? No, Nathan. No, what's his name? Please, Jesus. Dylan Walker. Yeah, Dylan Brown. Had Brown in my head. So when he's onside at the start, right? So he's on the line. He's like in the correct position. So he did not get back far enough. He was onside. The ball gets played. So as his foot touches the ball, Dylan Walker shoots. All right. So it is up to interpretation from the ref. So you're meant to not leave your line until the ruck clears. Technically, he's offside because the ball hasn't cleared, because the ball you roll it with your foot and the ball clears the ruck. As it clears the ruck, they pick it up and it goes. So technically, as if you leave at the same time, you're technically offside. He is technically offside. So correct call. But, bro, come on. Number one, he didn't affect the kick. It was a crash-ass kick. And I just hate games being decided by that. To me, like, for someone to be offside in that situation, you should be... So I know why everyone thinks... I heard people going, he's 2 metres offside. No, he wasn't. He was 2 metres ahead of everyone as the ball's being passed. But that's because he left, like, just as the ball's coming out rather than the ball had come out. So a lot of people are saying that. They don't even know the rule. Like, you can leave as soon as the ruck clears. So technically, like I said, it's technically the right call. So I'm not saying Para got dudded or anything, but it was just, you know what I mean, bro. We want to see a team win it on their own accord. I had Tigers to win. I wasn't bothered. But I was like, damn, that would have been cool to watch it shoot out a bit longer and all that sort of stuff, I guess you could say. But yeah, so it just made him look so, because he got the jump on everyone and flew out, it made him look way offside, but he actually wasn't. I actually thought the ref should have left that one go. Head highs as well. Like, I said that to someone. Technically he definitely wasn't 2 meters offside. He left as the ruck, as the ball was being played. And someone's like, yeah, well, what about? I'm agreeing with you, bro. Like, I agreed. Like, I don't think that little brush across the face should have been a penalty. Like, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying what I saw, and I saw it 37 times, bro. No, was it 36 times? And yeah, it was just, you know what I mean. Like, I want to see. I don't care who wins, but I just want to see. I don't want to see it off a penalty. You know what I mean? But Parramatta got put in that situation from a penalty. You know, they got in front from penalty. So it is what it is. As far as the game went, I loved this game. My respect for Parramatta went through the roof. My respect for the Tigers went through the roof. Both look like, I mean, we just spoke about the Dragons and no fight. Like, these teams both had fight. Like, Parramatta especially, man. Like, I've got to give them extra credit here. Like, they could have lost this game 13+ 3 times, and they just hung in there, bro. They had dudes with foots facing the wrong way. They didn't have their number one fullback, you know. Like, Pezzett goes off with a hamstring late. Like, it was carnage, bro, and they just kept fighting. I was going for the doggies, but as it went on, I sort of almost going, man, Parramatta, can they win this? And then they had this dude come on. What was his name? Appa Twiddle. Bro, Twiddle comes on, scores a double in a minute. I was like, oh man, no, bro, you got to give, even if you hate Para, bro, you got to give him credit here. I saw a lot of people bagging Moses about being a sook. He is a sook, but Teddy Munster would have been doing exactly the same thing in that situation. I've seen Teddy complaining when he's up by 40 and they're winning the penalty count by 30. You know, they all sook in those situations. But Mitchell Moses clearly lost them the game, though. I mean, seriously, you can't kick 2 for bro. Like, you get 1 from 4, bro. Like, what is going on, mate? Like, absolutely atrocious goal kicking. You can't do that in the modern game. Goal kicking's so important, bro. It's so important. He's clearly playing injured. There's no doubt about that at all. They need a week off. I don't know when they've got one, but Eels need a week off ASAP. Let's see when their next bye is. They need one so soon. Where are we going? Eels. They got Titans, Bulldogs. Oh, they don't have one for ages. Yeah, they're in trouble, man. They're in big, big trouble. Titans could easily win this next week, just because they're trying their asses off and not sort of. Jeez, Titan. Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, that's actually all right for the Eels, who just showed a lot of fight. But Pezzett's going to be out and stuff. Oh, man. But yeah, look, man, I got a lot of respect for the Eels, eh? Like, if they had a bye this week, I'd be like, oh, sweet, they can rest, recover. You know, Brian Kelly, absolute cheeks, bro. It's so bad. Like, if they have Will Penasini in there or just a decent goal, they'd win this game, you know? So, Jack Williams decision, how he came in off I thought he was going to play the ball too. Like, he went to play the ball, someone come across. But it's just one of those ones. I'm cool with that. Guy Pearce-Paul, man, like, he did knock that ball out, but forget that. He was so incredible in this game, bro. Like, I was so disappointed with him at the Knights. When I first saw him, I'm like, ooh, that's an athlete. And I was like, big Englishman, bro. He's going to come in. He's going to look. And he was just so disappointing week after week after week after week. He looks incredible, bro. Even the way he moves, I was like, ooh, that was like sunny, bro. That was nice. Jock Madden did his job. He was really, really good. Far from the best half I've ever seen, but did his thing. And, it was like I said, both teams probably could have lost this game 13+ a couple of times, you know. So I've got mad respect for both these teams now. I really do. I really think West Tigers are here now. They're not the Panthers, so they're not just going to like blow teams away all the time or anything like that. But they're going to win a lot more games than they lose this year if they keep this up. Like, they really are, man. We'll see what they like. Push gets a shove if they make the finals. But for now, man, I'm so on the Tigers. And just shout out Tigers and Eels fans. Like, that had the maddest vibe. that fully got me into it. Like, I watched the game by myself, bro, and I was jumping up. Going, what? And when bro scored that, what's his name, Twiddle? I was like, no! I'm by myself jumping out of my seat with no money on him or anything. Just like an idiot. But nah, man. I hope so. Who's got Simonson out? Russell out. Oh, they're going to be tested. Where's Will Penner? They need Will Penner senior back ASAP, bro. Absolutely ASAP. And what happened to... How long's Iongi out for? Let me know. But yeah, look, man. It was an awesome game, bro. Like, I can't wait to see what the TV ratings were for it. We've been... Eels fans, can you fill that stadium every week for me? Like, that was so tough. Like, I was sitting there going, bro, I wish I was there, man. It was so cool how they, like, walk out and they're, like, in the bar, like, woo, like, you suck to the Tigers fans when they walk out. Like, you're in the stadium bar, like, drinking, and the fans, like, the team walks past you. I was like, bro, that had a mad atmosphere, man. Like, I know this might sound crazy, but I honestly think if Eels filled that every week and made it like a cauldron, I think they would win games they would normally lose. Like, I think the fans helped them keep in this game. Like, the fans were... I know there's a lot of Tigers fans there too, but that energy, bro, it gives it to you, man. It really does. Makes you fight harder. So, yeah, shout out to the Eels fans. Shout out to the Eels, man, for making that a game. They could have easily lost this thing 13+, and shout out to the Tigers for getting it done. And, you know, Tigers fans, I want to see wherever you play, whether it's Leichhardt, you got to get behind this team too, man, because... if they keep playing like that, you're going to be in the finals for the first time in a very, very long time. Let's have a quick look at next week's games, guys. Oh, whoops. Sucks to play Penrith anytime soon. Bulldogs versus the Penrith Panthers. Oh! Dragons versus the Sea Eagles. Banger. Broncos versus the Cowboys. Rabbitohs versus the Raiders. Damn. Oh, this is nice. Sharkies versus the Roosters. That's a good game. Storm, Wars. Oh, Amy Park as well. Oh, Wars. Just not what the Wars need today. Eels versus the Titans. And then Tigers versus... Second versus third. Tigers versus the Knights. And I hope your coach whoops your ass at training this week, Dolphins team. I really do. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.